Hello everybody, and my name is Terrence and this is T's Aquarium. I'm going to make this video today because I've been hearing a lot of people asking about how they do their water changes, what you're supposed to do, the steps. It might sound pretty simple, but it does have a lot entail to deal with, especially on what type of equipment you have and how big the tank is. And you're always supposed to unplug your heaters and everything 30 minutes prior to draining your tank down. So while I'm letting my heater cool down, I'm gonna unplug my heater and then I'm gonna show you how I mix my salt water up for my water change. Okay everybody, welcome back. And as the previous video, I'm showing you guys how to do a water change. And since my tank is a salt water tank and I mix my own salt, this is the process. I use my 5-gallon bucket of my RODI water, get me a little wave pump to circulate the water. Now, you're also gonna need a heater. You mix this when you have your circulation water for your water going, and you have your heater in here to get it up to the temperature of the tank, to get it around the same temperature of the tank, because you don't want it to be, the temperature of the tank to be too far. And this is the brand of salt that I use as well. Everybody uses different types of salt, but I actually use the Coil Pro salt because my levels in my tank are on the higher end, and that's where everything is thriving, and that's where I kind of like to keep it. So you can get any kind of measuring cup. I use this to really dip my water, but this is the actual cup that I use. It's pretty cheap, I think. Probably got, me and my wife here got this from Dollar Tree, probably for $1. But this is for full cup, half cup. And what you want to mix is basically the same measurement for any kind of salt that you're going to mix. You roughly want to mix 2.5 cups per 5-gallon bucket. So what you do is fill it up to the top. I like to shake it a little bit to get it like even a little bit. Then that's 1 cup there. Then get you another cup, because it's 2.5 cups to roughly get your salinity around the 1.025, 1.026. So it looks like I'm about to run out of salt, so I'll just call this my half. So that's 1.5 cups, so I need 2 more cups. I'm gonna have to open up my new bucket. Okay, I had to open up my new batch of salt because I had ran off. And like I said, I already put 1.5 cups in there, so I roughly need 1 more cup to make 2.5 cups to make my salinity around 1.025, 1.026. But the thing about this scoop, I'm gonna make it a little bit less because you don't want to overshoot. Make it a little bit less so I can adjust as needed to get it right where I want it. And I'll show you what I use to check my salinity after I get through mixing this bucket up. So I mixed that's 2.5, a little bit less than 2.5 cups. Put my wave maker in there. And I'm gonna have to go get my heater, but while that's mixing, after it mix, I'll come back and show y'all how I test my salinity. Hello everyone, this is me and I'm back once again. And to touch bases back on my previous video, as far as mixing your salt, I just want to advise everybody that everybody has their different ways they mix salts. They mix them for different periods of times. But most salt brands, once you put them in, you get your heater in there and stuff, and you get your wave mixer in there, wave pump, circulation pump, whatever you call it, in there, and you start mixing your stuff up and you get it to the right temperature. The only thing you need to wait for is just for the water to turn clear. That's basically it. I know some people, they mix theirs in the next day. Some people mix theirs for 4, 5, 6 hours. You basically can just mix your salt mix basically till the water turns clear, and that's basically it. So I've already done that on my other 3, and I'm already focused on this one. And the reason why I focus on this one is because I've already corrected my salinity levels. Now, okay everyone, this is what I use to check the salinity level in my salt water tank. Now, this is a refractometer, and you can get these. I paid $19.99, probably $25 for it off Amazon. Came in 3 days, and I have actually had this refractometer for roughly the entire time I had this salt water tank, and it's been going on 3.5 years now since this actual tank has been running. And to let you all know, a lot of people use hydrometers, And the more bigger tank systems that other people have, they tend to go more of the precise modifications to the tank, and they get the pros. You know, pros, you can get those. Hydrometers, me personally, I'm gonna be honest with you, they're not reliable. So most people get, like I said, 20 bucks. Amazon, I got it in a couple of days. This is what it actually looks like. This is the actual refractometer, and what it does, it checks your salinity level in your aquarium. Now, I've already tested my other water in my other buckets because I'm doing a 20-gallon water change on a total 64-gallon system. So just to show in the video down a little bit, I've already got the other ones right, and this is the bucket I want to use as an example in this video. Now, what you want to do is take a sample of this water, open this up, you drop the sample with your syringe on here, close the prism down, and you want to hold it up to the light so you can see the different variations in color so you can determine the level of your salinity. Now, I'm going to show you how this looks at first. Now, at first, when you first look at it before you put a sample on it, the scale is totally all blue, which is kind of hard to see, but I'm gonna try to show you inside of it to the best of our capabilities. Now, once you put a sample on it, it's gonna have the bottom portion for the level that it's reading is gonna be in the white zone, and the top of it is gonna be blue, and from where the white meets the blue, that's where your actual level is going to be at. So you want to try to get it around 1.026. Natural sea level is basically 1.024 to 1.025, but my tank is actually at 1.026. So that's where I kind of want to have it to kind of match up so it won't change my levels too much in my tank. Now, I'm going to show you this. Now, this is how it looks before you put your sample on the spectrum to see your level. Now, this is my sample reading 1.024, and I'm trying to get mine to 1.026. Okay, now since mine was reading 1.024, my tank is at 1.026, and like I mentioned, I've already got my other ones set at that same level, so I'm gonna have to adjust this level in this bucket to get it to match 1.026, just like my other ones. So what I'm gonna do now is take just a little bit of salt, and I can't really measure it that much to get it to 2 points, so I'm just gonna drop a little bit in. Not much, because we wanna just easily and gradually raise it up just a little bit so we can check it so we won't overshoot our levels. Okay, now back to this bucket here. I have adjusted it to the level that I needed to be at, and I'm gonna show you that level. But keep in mind, anytime you have to make adjustments to your water, whether it's low or whether it's too high. If it's too high, the only thing you have to do to correct it is just pour more fresh water inside of your salt water. That's all you have to do. And if it's lower, just add a little bit at a time, but you definitely wanna make sure you wait at least 10 to 15 minutes on each addition to make sure you're giving the water time enough to mix up, and you definitely want to check it each time. And I'm about to show you where my level is now, because I have it exactly where I need it to be to do my water check. Now that I have my salinity exactly where I need it at 1.026, now it's time to drain the tank. Okay, now that I got my salinity right, because I'm doing a 20-gallon water change on my saltwater tank. And how I keep up with how much water I'm taking out versus how much water I'm putting in, every single bucket that I have is 5 gallons. If I mix 5 gallons of salt water, I'm gonna put 5 gallons of salt water back in it. So that means I got my salt water buckets full, ready to go to replenish my water. This bucket is empty. Got this right here. Now, this was actually a little bit longer, maybe a foot. I find that I bought this off Amazon. It's a pump siphon starter. So you just stick this end down in there. Normally the tube is this long. I cut it down halfway because I noticed that it picks up debris and stuff off the bottom of the tank a little bit better. It has better suction. So that's your personal preference. If you want to leave it alone, it does pick up better if you cut half of it off. So from 12, I cut it down to roughly about 5 to 6. so it works better for me for what I'm doing. Put it in the tank. I probably paid 20 bucks again. Amazon. Got it 15, 20 bucks. Got it in 3 days. And using it works good every time. Stick this in there. Pump the pump. It starts to siphon. Drain your tank out. Clean. Once you fill the bucket up, 5 gallons of water, dirty water, pull this part out, and then dump that water out. And once I do my 20 gallons, I'll be back with my next video to show you what level it is and what I'm doing next. Okay, everybody. Now that I have drained 20 gallons out of my system, salt water, that's what I want to put back in. I've already matched up the salinity, checked everything, the temperature is right, it matches the tank. I'm finna get ready to put the water back in. Now keep in mind, when you're changing water on your tank, whatever you take out, that's what water you gotta put back in. Now just for top offs or evaporation, you want to strictly use regular ORDI water. Now, I'm about to put these 20 gallons in this tank, fill it back up, get everything back turned on and running, and I'll be ready to show you that after effect. Oh man.